Most staining techniques begin with a heat-fixed smear. I'm going to demonstrate the process of creating a heat-fixed smear in this video. I'm going to create two different smears for two different species on the same slide. So I'm going to split the slide in half by drawing a grease pencil mark in the middle and labeling each side of the slide with the species that I'm going to put on that side. Once that's done, I'm ready to begin making my smears. My first smear is going to be from a broth culture. So I'm going to make sure that I mix that broth culture well before taking a sample out to make the smear. Once it's well homogenized, I'm going to take my inoculating loop, sterilize it in the microincinerator. Once my loop has cooled, I'm going to aseptically remove a sample from the culture. I'm going to spread that sample around on the surface of the slide, creating a smear about the size of a dime. Then I'm going to sterilize my loop, of course. I'm going to use cells from a plate culture to create my second smear. To do that, I need to add a drop of water to the slide first. One of the easiest ways to do that is to take a dropper bottle of water, put a small drop on the edge of a stain tray, and then use my inoculating loop to transfer a loop full of that water to the surface of the slide. Then after I sterilize and cool my loop, I can take a small cell sample from a culture on the plate as shown here, and then rub those cells around into the drop of water that I placed on the slide, mixing those cells in really well and spreading that drop of water around to make a smear again about the size of a dime. And I'll finish up by sterilizing my loop. And now I'm at the air dry step. So after several minutes have passed and those smears are completely air dry, they need to be completely air dry, I'm ready to heat fix them. The way that is done is by holding each smear up against the front of the microincinerator for about 10 seconds as shown here. On the slide, I have to do one smear at a time. So I've turned the slide around and now I'm holding the second smear up against the microincinerator again for about another 10 seconds. Once that's done, both of my smears are now heat fixed and ready for staining.